day shall there be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord. And it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt, for they shall cry unto the Lord because of the oppressors, and he shall send them a Savior, and a great one. And he shall deliver them, and the Lord shall be known to Egypt, and the Egyptians shall know the Lord in that day, and shall do sacrifice and oblation, yea, they shall vow a vow unto the Lord. And
Before we cover the golden capstone, let's see why gold was important in the first place. The gold was valued because it represented the sun. The sun was worshipped often by ancient people. Gold was thought to have magic powers by people of ancient Egypt. Gold was used to protect children from curses. Gold tablets were used to write love charms and also curses. Gold is said to conduct spiritual power the way other metals conduct heat or electricity. Now, on the pyramid, the word pyramid is a Greek word. Pyra means fire, light or illumination. Both give heat and make things visible in the darkness. Metos means to measure light. So pyramid means a device to measure illumination. Nobody was ever found buried inside of a pyramid. Pyramids were functional buildings more akin to a church or a temple. People would enter the pyramid on certain times for certain rituals or observation of stars. Check out my other video about the King's Chamber about more on this. Since the time of Christ, the capstone has been missing. The Egyptians knew that the Great Pyramid couldn't be used for its total original purpose without the capstone. It's believed that the capstone would absorb energy from the sun and operate like an ancient machine. The whole pyramid would glow at night.
There is a certain form of energy still at the top, as discovered by Sir Siemens, a British inventor who climbed to the top with his Arab guides many years ago. He stood in the center and spread out his hands and heard a kind of ringing noise. He wrapped a wet newspaper around a bottle and held it over his head. The bottle became charged with electricity and sparks started coming out. When he pointed it towards one of his guides, the man got shocked and fell to the ground. What is it capable of is a looming mystery, as large or even larger than the structure itself.
At midnight on New Year's Eve 2000, a helicopter was supposed to fly into the Giza Plateau, hovering in a starburst of lasers and spotlights. The capstone would be placed at that moment, right on midnight New Year's Eve. At that point, the ancient machine would be turned on. Not that kind of turned on though. No one knows what exactly will happen when this device is activated. The pyramid must have been something negative. The people of ancient Egypt all got together and destroyed the full capabilities of the Great Pyramid. The casing stones were reused by local people for centuries to make homes and places of worship. The capstone from the year 2000 celebration is sunk at the bottom of the Atlantic. It was too heavy to move from the bottom because it weighed around 12 tons, they say. And it's at the bottom of the ocean. So who's going to go down there and look in that dark water and find it? If it is planned to put the capstone up, where's all the gold going to come from? I hear gold is rare. The capstone had to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
done no such thing. One of the world's largest gold depositories was stored underneath the World Trade Center. In 1993, the value of the gold was estimated at $1 billion, rumored to be owned by Kuwaiti interests. When the World Trade Center was destroyed, the amount of gold far exceeded the 1993 levels. The gold was finally recovered in its entirety in late 2001. Or was it? On November 1st, 2001, the Times Online reported that a large amount of gold was discovered in the wreckage of the World Trade Center. Mayor Rudolph Giuliani announced that more than $230 million was recovered from Ground Zero. However, the COMEX Metals Trading Division was storing gold bars for the Bank of Nova Scotia, Chase Manhattan Bank, the Bank of New York and Hong Kong, and Shanghai Banking, totaling $950 million, and that's just one company. Rumor has it that over $160 billion in gold was stored in the World Trade Center. So where did all the gold go? Remember the gold that was found in November 2001? Reuters reported that it was discovered in the back of a 10-wheel truck, along with several cars, in a delivery tunnel underneath World Trade Center 5. No bodies were recovered. As workers got closer to the gold, authorities began restricting access to Ground Zero, joined by FBI and Secret Service agents. One worker, directed away from the tunnel, told a reporter, "If I tried to go down there, they would have shot me." Heavy machinery operators and others worked under the watchful eye of more than 100 armed officers. So, let me get this straight. Gold from World Trade Center 4 was found underneath World Trade Center 5 in an empty delivery truck with an empty escort of cars. I think it's safe to say that they were running away from the South Tower. The question is, how did they know to flee from their stash when not even the firefighters inside the South Tower expected it to collapse? $167 billion in gold. $200 million is found. And that's just the money. After September 11th, President Bush had